In this video, I'm gonna take a look at a game which I played against Mittens. Obviously, I knew that I was gonna lose the game, and well, I also wanted to look at the analysis feature on chess.com. I'm not really a big fan of the review. It says that Mittens played with a 97.4 accuracy, and I only played with a 75.2% accuracy, which I think is pretty good considering I played an opening which I've never played before in my life. So the game started as a Giuoco Piano, and well, I've had quite a few scholastic students, and well, in scholastic tournaments, it's like they all play the Italian game. So I've seen quite of my share of games in this line, the Evans Gambit, but I've never played it myself, and I've actually never really looked deeply into it because, well, I just teach my students to play something different, something that, the other kids that are rated below 500 haven't memorized up to like move 9 or 10. Here I was surprised that Mittens didn't take the pawn, and because I'm not familiar with this opening that much, I wasn't sure what to do. So I thought, we'll just play c3 and hold on to the pawn. And apparently d4 is an inaccuracy because takes, bishop g4, and yeah, this is obviously better for black. I'm not a fan of this because it's going so many moves deep and they don't really make that much sense. I mean, taking and taking, it's not like bishop g4 is forced. You could take the pawn, but I guess bishop g4 makes sense just because now you are threatening to win the pawn in the center of the board as opposed to this b pawn, which is not as relevant. Although bishop g4 again is not like it's the only move. You could also take this pawn, which looks a bit suspicious, but an open position against the human, probably a better idea for the computer. It's a good thing that Mittens isn't self-aware and knows that I'm not a computer. d5, I just don't like this move. I don't know why it thinks that this is the best move. I mean, you're blocking the bishop along this diagonal, and you're pretty much forcing knight d4 or knight e5, which is just putting more pressure on this knight. And after knight bd2, knight takes. Also, now you take the pawn. So I guess for some reason now you can take the pawn because I guess tactically it just, you're not getting the knight on e4. Interesting. So if you play something like queen e2, I guess you could take first, and after queen takes, queen e7. Obviously you can't play rook e1 because of bishop check and you drop the rook or the exchange. After h3, bishop f5. Again, I don't think it's forced. I mean, taking also seems like a good option. And then queen c2. I mean, how's that for a counterintuitive move? Queen c2. Yeah. Just walking into this discovery. Knight g3 is an idea. How do you even deal with this? I mean, knight g3 just looks so scary. The knight's defending the bishop, it's attacking the rook. There's an attack on the queen. Yeah, but somehow it's just the best move. And now castles. And, I mean, why does the line end here? I mean, this position, I think, is just critical. I mean, I'm not gonna look at it with the engine because then that's just being lazy. But this is a really interesting position. And this, what? So a6 is better. And you play d3 because, well, you're defending the pawn, you're opening up this diagonal for the bishop, and once the bishop moves, the knight can go to d2. I'm assuming that's the reason. And now castles. So why is castles, why doesn't the line end here? I mean, castles, is it really forced? Why can't you play bishop g4 here? Or something like queen e7. I don't know. I think it's weird that some lines go like really deep and then others is just like one move or like 2.5 moves or whatever. Seems random. And it says that bishop takes c6 is a great move. It's kind of the only move. I mean, it's pretty forced. If you don't take it, like, what else do you do? Yeah, and already here I was already losing. I mean, I knew I was lost. The position is just terrible for white. I was just taking the pawn because, you know, if I'm gonna die, I might as well take as much material as I can. It's saying g3 is best. And okay. Pretty random line. So g3, but after queen g4, well, the pawn on g2 was defending the knight, so now the knight has one less defender. And if I take on c6, then I'm just losing a piece. After takes, knight takes, rook takes, and I'm just lost. But I guess it's better because everything else is losing, so I guess it doesn't make much of a difference. Queen takes c7. Again, doesn't really make much sense, but okay. And then, yeah, you just drop a piece. Rook c8. With the idea of, well, I'm down material, so let's just keep trading and going to a losing endgame, I suppose. Bishop a5. That's a good move. Rook takes, king takes, queen takes d6 check, king g8. That's just not cool. So if queen b8 check, then there's bishop c8, and there is no back rank checkmate. So yeah, black is just winning. And here king takes is a mistake. Because of mate. Well, yeah, I saw the mate, but I'm lost anyway, so. Oh, okay. I guess giving up the queen is better than getting checkmated. So let's just go back to the beginning. Yeah, I was shocked. I was like, okay. Yeah, and here, so a4 is, I believe, the most popular move instead of c3. Yeah, followed by b5 and castles. So c3 is probably not very good. Well, at least it's better than a3. Knight f6, d4. Well, okay, so a4. a4, I just don't like this move. It reminds me of a game in which white got crushed after a6, a5, and then there was like a trap. But I haven't looked at that game in so long. There must be a difference. I think the pawn on was not on c7. That's why it was a mistake. Anyway, yeah, takes. I mean, I think knight takes e4 would be scary to play against. Maybe not against a human, but against a computer. Bishop g4. Yeah, I don't like the move that it suggests. d5 because there's knight d4 or knight e5 and just put pressure on the knight. The bishop has to retreat. This knight is pretty good. This knight is just not, and I feel like black is just better because after those moves you can castle, and then this knight is really putting pressure on the pawn. You can even put the queen here, and one of the rooks can go here, and just this pawn is probably gonna drop. Castles takes bishop g5. I mean, again, I don't understand why this would be so much better, because I mean, I need to bring some of my pieces out. So bishop g5 makes sense. If h6, I can trade and go into an endgame. a5, that move is really annoying because this knight is still stuck here, and for that reason I cannot play this move a3. And here, apparently playing b5 and just giving up the pawn is better, because that's just basic strategy against a very strong engine. So rook takes is actually really annoying. I mean, that's how good a5 is. The threat is to take the bishop, because you cannot take the rook or you drop the queen. So I took an f6, which is not as good as coming back and attacking the rook, but whatever. I want to simplify the position, not make it more complicated. Yeah, and here I missed this move. And not only is it winning a pawn, And you can't take, obviously, because, again, you drop the queen, but it's also hitting the rook. And if the rook moves, then this pawn is dropping, which is what happened. And now queen b3 attacking the rook. Oh, by the way, this is not just winning a pawn. This is also has a threat. I think you're... Or maybe the threat is later on in the game. But anyway, queen b3, bishop e6. Again, attacking the queen, defending the rook. Ridiculous. Yeah, but I mean, I just... Look at the evaluation. The queen is misplaced. You have two passed pawns with black. You have the pair of bishops. This rook is on the second rank. I mean, this queen is much better than my queen. What else could you ask for? Like, seriously. The only piece that could be improved is this rook, and I mean... Okay, yeah, and here the threat is to just take the knight. e5, cutting off the defense of the queen to the bishop. Queen f4, super annoying. Takes. Yeah, here I was expecting bishop takes, and then at least I get taking on c7 with the idea of queen c8, maybe winning a rook, but you know, it's Mittens, so not gonna fall for it. And now I have to play this ridiculous move, knight b3. And now the two pawns are just gonna come down the board. If I play decently, which I did not. Bishop d5. Very good move. Super annoying. Threatening to take, and after takes, I have double pawns. My king is exposed, and I'm probably gonna get mated soon. Takes, yeah. Here I obviously don't want to take the bishop, or I mean, yeah, this bishop. And now I have the threat of taking here. And now this move was like, what? This move is just like genius. Not only is it sacrificing the bishop, it's opening up my king. It's unleashing the attack of the queen to the f pawn. And only my king is defending this. So if I take the bishop, then I just get mated. I mean, I think taking with the rook is going to be mate, but it should be made pretty quickly if I do that. And here I thought, okay, I have to go rook f1 and I'm stopping the checkmating threat, but no. After this, it's just mate in one. So I decided, yeah, let's just finish this game, end the suffering. Anyway, if you liked the video, to give the video a thumbs up and share and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.